Welcome back to Go With Us, and this is everything you really need to know this week in Pokemon Go, running from the 29th of December all the way until the 5th of January. Let's get straight into our calendar now, and first and foremost, we're just going to discuss the ending of the Winter Holiday Part 2 event, guys. Just to run through those bonuses very quickly, because it does end this Monday on the 29th. Catching event-themed Pokemon are going to reward us with items such as Fast TMs, Charged TMs, Silver Pineapple Berries, Golden Raspberries, as well as Rare Candy. Of course, we will get that increased chance to encounter Shiny Standler wearing the holiday outfit, as well as the Shiny Dedenne wearing that holiday attire. Remember to try and go after those shinies while there is still a little bit of time left. When it comes to your Winter Go Pass, you guys are probably already at a very high tier, but just to go through it very quickly, at tier 1, you're going to get 2 times XP for sending gifts. If you do have the deluxe, it's going to be 2 times the Stardust from opening gifts. At tier 2, it's going to be additional items that may be rewarded from opening gifts. And if you do have the deluxe, it's going to be half egg hatch distance as well. And at tier 3, it's going to be 50% more XP for winning raid battles. And if you do have the deluxe, that's going to be 2 times XP for catching Pokemon. So just remember, especially with the XP, you really want to be throwing on a lucky egg if you're trying to push to level 80 as quickly as possible. Remember, every single excellent throw is going to grant you about 4,000 XP per catch, so really take advantage of that. Do not forget about the debuts of Roly-Coly, and this is very important because you really want to try and get candy, but specifically the XL candy for G-Max Colossal, because I'm telling you that will be coming to the game at some point. Remember to Mega Evolve a Mega Level 3 Rock type Pokemon so you can accumulate as much candy as well as XL candy just at the end of this event. Those wild encounters are going to be Alolan Vulpix, Swinub, and 7km eggs. Nothing changes here. We have a Festive Hat Pichu, Smoochum, Holiday Cubchoo, Cryogonal, as well as Snom. In the 1-star raids, we have Alolan Sandshrew, Galarian Darumaka, and Roly-Coly. In 3-star raids, we have Galarian Mr. Mime, Winter Sudowoodo, as well as Winter Charjabug. We actually were correct about the field research tasks. They did carry over from the part 1. To catch 10 Pokemon is going to get you 1500 Stardust. Catching you 15 Pokemon is going to get you the Pikachu wearing the Christmas hat, or the other Christmas Pikachu wearing that little hat and the bow tie. Sending 5 gifts to friends is going to get you that Delibird encounter, which again, please stack these Delibird encounters. Because of the 500 Stardust per catch, you really want to be catching this on a 3 times catch or 4 times catch Stardust day, especially on a community day with a star piece. We're talking over 3,000 Stardust per catch. Huge pro tip there. And sending 15 gifts to friends is going to get you that Christmas Psyduck too, which does have that shiny potential. Straight back to our calendar, and the first thing on Monday morning at 9 a.m, do not forget about your Adventure Sync rewards. If you walk 5 kilometers, you're going to get 20 Pokeballs. If you walk 25 kilometers, you're going to get the Pokeballs plus 10 Great Balls, an additional 3,000 Stardust. And if you do have an egg slot open, you're going to get 1 5-kilometer egg. If you don't have that egg slot open, you're going to get 3 Rare Candy, 3 Silver Pineapple Berries. If you walk 50 kilometers, you're going to get all of the above, including 10,000 Stardust, as well as a 10-kilometer egg if you do have that egg slot open. If not, you will get 5 Rare Candy, as well as 5 Silver Pineapple Berries. And if you walk 100 kilometers, you're going to get all of the above, including 20,000 Stardust. Just a reminder, if you do want the 5-kilometer and 10-kilometer Adventure Sync eggs, you need to have 2 egg slots open on that Monday morning at 9 a.m. Hatching from the 5km Adventure Sync eggs are going to be Riolu, Bonsly, Turtoga, Skarmory, as well as Archen. Riolu going into Lucario, but eventually Mega Lucario is going to be your top pick here. Mega Lucario is the best fighting type attacker in the game right now. And the Pokemon coming from the 10-kilometer Adventure Sync eggs, it's a really good group here. We have Dreepy, Beldum, Drampaw, Turtonator, as well as Gibble. All of these Pokemon are very meta relevant. Gibble going into Garchomp for that Mega Garchomp, one of the best megas in the entire game on the Dragon, as well as the ground side of things. And on Beldum going into Metagross, speaks for itself. Mega Metagross, one of the best steel and psychic type attackers in the entire game. Drampaw actually has a Mega coming to the future, so this is a really good egg pool. And just to mention those 7-kilometer eggs coming from Mateo, again, remember you can get Galarian Corsola, Galarian Slowpoke, Hisuian Sneasel, Hisuian Growlithe, as well as White Stripe Basculin. Back to our calendar again, and do not forget about Monday evening, which is going to be our Max Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. local time. 6-7, we have Dynamax Omanyte that is going to be spawning for our Max Monday, which is going to be going into Dynamax Omastar. Guys, Dynamax Omastar is actually currently in the game the best rock type max attacker out there right now, and there's 2 main reasons why. When it comes to its fast attacks, if we bring these up very quickly, it has Mud Shot as well as Water Gun. The reason why these are so good is that it can actually be used as a ground as well as a water type attacker, but they are half a second fast moves, so they charge the Dynamax meter incredibly quickly. And especially with something like Dmax Ho-Oh coming at the end of January, this could be incredibly helpful. We do know that Dmax Roggenrola going into Dmax Gigalith will be coming to the game towards the end of February as well. So that's probably going to be a little bit better of an attacker just because it has more bulk and it has a higher attack stat. However, this is still going to be incredibly useful for you. So I would definitely not miss this Max Monday. It's a great opportunity to try and get that hundo too. Just to touch on the research breakthrough box, this is happening for the duration of the season all the way until the 3rd of March. The main reward Pokemon coming from your 7-day stamps, in other words, to get that research breakthrough box, is going to be Lapras. That 100% CP is going to be 1131. You can get Galarian Mr. Mime in there. That hundo is going to be 886 CP. Snorlax can be in there at 1382. Dreepy's in there at 328. Honedge is in there at 395, as well as Sinistea being able to be in there at 488 CP as well. Remember guys that Zekrom will be in raids all the way until the 31st. And then we actually have a special event going down, which we will touch on in a little bit. But just to touch on Zekrom and these 5-star raids, it is currently the 7th best electric type attacker in the game, and is one of the best dragon type attackers in the game right now as well. But it's a really good Master League Pokemon. I want you guys to remember to Mega Evolve a dragon or electric type Pokemon so you can really accumulate the candy as well as XL candy whenever you do raid these Pokemon. Zekrom is such a good all-rounder, and it has been so good in the game for so long. It's going to serve you incredibly well. Please remember to try and get that. And even if you don't have it for your deck's entry, we probably won't see Zekrom for some time. Although we do know that that Fusion Raid Day is coming up, so you could get it there again. But yeah, please remember to get the candy as well as XL candy, a brilliant Pokemon. Then something a little bit different happening here in the 5-star raids, that in conjunction with the New Year's event, which we will touch on in a little bit, Blacephalon will be coming back to raids worldwide. But there's a big thing that's going on here. It's going to know its speciality move called Mind Blown. This is going to take Blacephalon to be in the top 3 fire type attackers in the entire game. This makes the DPS on this Pokemon incredibly strong. I believe it goes over 30, which is just insane. It beats out Shadow Heatran, but we will touch on this event in a little bit. Then moving on to Mega Raids, do not forget about Mega Glalie. Guys, please do not forget it. A lot of people don't even have this under Dex entry because it only comes around once a year, and I don't even think it came around last year. So please remember to Mega Raid Mega Glalie. It is one of the best ice type attackers in the entire game. Then don't forget about your 5-star Shadow Raid, which is going to be featuring Shadow Heatran. Remember, Shadow Heatran is one of the best fire type attackers in the game. With Magma Storm, which will require an elite charge TM, this makes this Pokemon really formidable. And even in the Master League as well, it's getting key wins against something like a Crown Shield Zacian, as well as Crown Shield Zamazenta. So it's a really good Pokemon to try and go after. If you do get that hundo or 98, I would strongly recommend powering this thing up at least to level 40. It's going to serve you in many different ways in the game. But then on the 2nd, we have another 5-star Shadow Raid coming up, which is going to be featuring Shadow Cresselia. I was a little bit disappointed, to be honest, because we did see this in the wild area. Shadow Cresselia is probably one of the worst Shadow Legendaries out there. It only really features really well in something like the Ultra League, so if you are a PvPer, there's maybe a good opportunity to try and raid and grind some of those for your PvP team. Then let's move on to Tuesday, and the only thing we really need to worry about here, and it's a big one, guys, is going to be the Spotlight Hour, which is going to be featuring Delibird. This is massive, especially if you are on the hunt for Stardust, guys. In this hour, it's going to be 2 times catch Stardust. And as we have already said in this video, Delibird is a permanently boosted Stardust Pokemon, which means with the star piece running, with the bonus running, guys, every single Delibird is going to grant you 1,500 Stardust per catch. If there is one Spotlight Hour you didn't want to miss, especially from a Stardust point of view, it's probably this one. We're talking hundreds of thousands of Stardust, especially if you use something like an Incense as well as Palkia's Spatial Rent to really up your spawn rate and try and up your spawn radius to try and get as many numbers as well. Clear out your bag and try and clean out hundreds and hundreds of these things as possible. You're going to see a huge Stardust jump. This is something you just cannot miss. Then moving on to the 31st, which is going to be Wednesday, just a quick one from Go With Us. Happy New Year, guys. We really hope we had a fantastic 2025. Let's make 2026 an even better year and a banger for everyone involved. But just to get straight into this event, the New Year's 2026 event, in other words, the first event of 2026, will be going live on New Year's Eve. It's going to last all the way until the 4th of January. The bonuses are going to be 2 times XP for raid battles, 2 times Stardust from raid battles, as well as an increased chance to encounter shiny Pikachu wearing the top hat in the wild and in raids, which is fantastic. The wild encounters are going to include Bulbasaur wearing the party hat, Jigglypuff wearing the ribbon, Hoothoot wearing the New Year's outfit, as well as more. And of course, we can get rare respawns for Pikachu wearing that top hat. And 1-star raids, we're going to have Pikachu wearing the party hat. We're going to have Wurmple wearing the party hat. In 3-star raids, we have Raticate wearing the party hat, Nidorino wearing the party hat, Gengar wearing the party hat, as well as Wobbuffet wearing the party hat. It's important to mention that these Pokemon were some older New Year's Pokemon that do have those shinies available available with the party hat. They are extremely rare, so if you do have some passes to burn and you're on the hunt for those shinies, especially if you are a shiny hunter, in fact, this is probably your only opportunity to go after that. There is actually going to be a daily field research task, which is going to be interesting, and every single time we complete this task each day, it's either going to award us a lucky egg or 1 incense, which I think is fantastic. To get lucky eggs just from one daily research task, I think is literally free cash. The number of guaranteed lucky Pokemon you can get for one certain Pokemon is now going to be increased from 35 to 45. So for example, I'm really on the hunt for a Shundo Dratini. Dratini going into Dragonite is probably my favorite Pokemon, but I've done numerous trades which have resulted in lucky trades to try and get that hundo, and unfortunately I just can't get it. But now it's going to be extended by 10 again, so I can get another 10 lucky opportunities to try and get that hundo, which is fantastic. And more than that, if you guys have any Pokemon that is caught during 2020 or before when you trade that Pokemon, it is going to be a guaranteed lucky. So try and filter your Pokemon from the oldest caught all the way to the newest. See all those Pokemon caught before 2020 and during 2020, and there may be some bangers in there that you want to trade to some friend and vice versa, because you could get an incredible reward. These lucky trades are some of the best things that have come into the game. Remember, a lucky trade is a 1 in 64 chance to get that hundo, so very important to try and take advantage of that. There will be a paid timed research ticket as well for a total cost of $2. It's going to reward us 1 additional raid pass per day from spinning Jim's discs. There is going to be that Blacephalon new avatar item, which is going to be the shoes, which is absolutely incredible. If you do want to try and get new boots in the game, these are a good one to go after. This New Year's event is extremely strong, and like we said, on Wednesday we have the raid hour for Blacephalon, which is going to be from 6 to 7 p.m. local time. We did speak about Mind Blown. It is going to be the best fire type non-mega in the entire game, guys. Rating this Blacephalon is super cool, and the shiny will be available as well. It's probably one of the better shinies out in Pokemon Go. It is known as the firework Pokemon, so it suits this New Year's theme perfectly. But it does not end there, because on Sunday, literally at the end of this event, we have Piplup Calm Day Classic, which will be making its return in Pokemon Go. It is going to be featuring Piplup, which will be spawning more frequently in the wild with a shiny rate of 1 in 25. The featured attack on Empoleon when we involve this Pokemon during the time frame is going to be Hydro Cannon, and in trainer battles it's going to do 80 power, and gyms and raids is going to do 90 power. It's very important to mention that Empoleon is not the best raid attacker, especially on the water and steel type of things, but in PvP right now in the Great League as well as the Ultra League, it puts on some really good work, and its rankings are actually pretty solid. We're going to leave it on screen right now. If you have a Piplup that's ready to evolve into Empoleon, or if you're looking for a good Empoleon to use in the PvP, please make sure to play this day. The bonuses is going to be half egg hatch distance, so I would strongly recommend doing during this New Year's event as well is to try and accumulate your 12 kilometer eggs, because in a super incubator on this day, you're only going to have to walk 2 kilometers to hatch 12 kilometer eggs. I would suggest throwing on a star piece. We're talking over 70,000 Stardust in just 1 egg batch. Incense will also last for 3 hours. That does not include daily incense though. We can take a few snapshots to get photobombed 5 times from Piplup, and that Piplup can be shiny as well. And lure modules are going to last for 1 hour during this time frame too. They actually added another bonus here that up until 9 p.m. that night, if we throw on a lure module even after the event, Piplup will be strongly drawn to the lure module with the increased shiny rate, but it also can have that special background, which could be an incredibly rare shiny if you do get it with that background. And just because we are entering a new month as well, we're going to run through the seasonal bonuses, because some of these are extremely powerful. A lot of trainers overlook this, especially as the season goes on. But remember guys, we can make 1 additional special trait per day, which means 2 special trades per day. In a 7-day time frame, that's 14 special trades. If you didn't know, a special trade includes a shiny Pokemon or a legendary Pokemon. Trading Pokemon, in my opinion, was the most underrated thing I had ever come across in the game. These are what the pros do to get all these hundos and shundos. They trade Pokemon all the time, and they take advantage of these bonuses. Do not overlook it, please. And remember, because of all the raids going down, like the Blacephalon and like the Zekrom too, we will get increased friendship bonus damage in raids. And if you use this in conjunction with something like party play, it's going to double that even more. So guys, raiding right now, especially for the Blacephalon with that Mind Blown, trying to get that shiny, it's a great opportunity to do this. Those are some things we needed to remind you guys of, but remember, we do have the New Year's event that we will be covering in its entirety. We did go through a few of the details now, but we're going to be covering it in its own separate video, and I know you guys are really appreciating it, just like you did with the Winter Part 1 and Part 2. Really appreciate the love. Guys, happy new year. Go with us. Please smash that like and subscribe button. We really want to grow in 2026. We want this to be a banger year, and we can only do this with you guys. If you want to see more of our content, you know what to do. Show us the love. Go with us. Happy new year, and we'll catch you in the next one, baby.